Hey y'all, Xeno back here for part 2 of the Mega Man 6 series. Last time we did, well, all this that you can see on the screen. We're going to be moving in weakness order like I said. That's another thing about this game that makes it feel like so segmented, and I don't want to say the designers got lazy with the design of like the weakness chain and stage select, but it's really funny to me that the 4 stages that contain the beat parts in order is also the weakness order, like Tomahawk to Yamato, then straight right from Knight to Centaur. Like they're just all in a line, and I've always found that pretty amusing. With the slight like detour of Flame Man being effective against Blizzard Man, and then his weapon being effective against Plant Man, the weakness chain is very linear. I remember thinking when I first played these games a while ago, a long time ago now, what if there was ever a game or fan game where the weakness chain was just a straight line, like across the first row, and then the second two on the second row, all in a horizontal line. That would be very humorous. And it's now the case in Witter's Domination, which, despite yapping about for a year, I still haven't gone back and done anything about it, but in that game, that's exactly how it is. The weakness chain is just, I guess for lack of a better term, just the laziest string of all of them in a row. It's very funny. But anyways, enough yapping about that, and more talking about this. Nightman stage, pretty medieval, as you could see from the kind of forest, like Englandy looking background. I believe Nightman is supposed to be English. And then this like spike ceiling section, which great sound effects, and like it's a fun set piece. There's a lot of these moving rooms in Mega Man 6 where like once you reach the end, the scroll stops as well. I'm not sure what kind of programming wizardry they had to do here, but as you can see, like the screen is kind of locked now, and the ceiling is finished. It's ceased. It's dead. It's done. That's cool. Very cool gimmick. I like it. Like I said, no hate towards any of this game's stages on my end. They're all very solid, and I guess ironically, in being very solid, sometimes you become kind of unremarkable. The more like middlingly good something is, the less I feel I have to say about it, other than, the music is great, these tile sets look nice, enemies are fun, like I like this barrel. With the Buster... What? I just walked into this guy and he died. I might need to watch the footage back, but that was funny. I missed the punch, then walked into the enemy and it died. I'm assuming the reason the punch works on those guys even when they're shielded, because the barrel is supposed to protect them. But I'm assuming the reason why it works is because the punch gets reflected by the barrel, but then the little monkey pops out, and it gets hit by the reflected punch, which is funny. Got these things, brain breaks. They have a very unique HP system where no matter what you hit them with the first time, they get enraged. As you can see here, they start as the nerd emoji, and then you hit them and they become angry, and then they die. And the glasses falling off is just a funny visual gag. I like that they added that. They really didn't have to, but they did. That's funny. I don't think there's any weapon in the game that kills those in one hit. They're just permanently locked at their HP being that set 1-2 that you have to do. Something I think I neglected to mention is that the power adapter can destroy these GABA yalls. It's not very practical to do in this room overall, except at the end here, because the secret in Nightman stage is the very end. Which I guess good, because it doesn't detract from the rest of the stage, but it is, I guess in some ways, a cop-out. Like, just the last room, do you have the power adapter? Because if not, then you're not getting in here. Centaur Man stage is kind of the same thing. It's just a door at the very end of the stage that you have to jet up to, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So a solid stage, Mr. Nightman. And the pattern, well, you should all know by now, if you've been paying attention. I hope I wouldn't have to keep repeating it, but like with the other masters, you can screw with Nightman's AI. Here he's like continually walking towards me. Sometimes he'll repeatedly do his mace attack, which is funny. I think he's doing it right now. But he's actually weak to the Yamato Spear. Another pretty mediocre weapon in this game. These take up 1 energy each and shoot in a loose spread pattern. Very slight deviation up and down. Kind of like what you can do with Hard Knuckle, except it pierces defense. So it has its use, but it's kind of niche. I don't find myself using the weapons in this game very much overall. The adapters and sufficient enough Buster mostly outshine it. Not as badly as 5, for sure, because the Buster just does everything there. And the weapons are utter crap. But you get a lot done with your default, or I guess, the part of your kit that has infinite ammo. Now we have Centaur Man stage, and he's Greek. But the stage is just kind of very strange. This music track I've always felt is like, it's kind of serene, but it's just a weird track. Like this guy is just very weird in general. You got pelicans dropping fish out of their mouths. These like bombs that spread debris every which way. And fish, which it makes sense because underwater. I'm not sure why this stage was designated as the water stage, because I'm not sure what centaurs have to do with water, but well, like I said, it just contributes to the very weird vibe this stage kind of has. This stage has another one of these moving set pieces, and this one's pretty neat. This like reverse water, very strange. Again, I'm gonna keep repeating the word strange, but this is a bizarre set piece. And it has these enemies, the Choker O's, which only appear in this room, and only, I'm assuming, to function with this water ceiling gimmick. And now the water's gone. It's just gone now. Very funny. Oh yeah, it's just totally despawned actually. I was curious if it would still be there, but invisible. But nope, just completely gone. Bizarre. Not much else to say than that. Very bizarre. Thank you, Eddie. I'm not sure why they put those Pooker enemies from Flame Man stage in this stage. They kind of just show up out of nowhere and then they aren't seen again. So, a little bizarre. I think this might be... Yeah, here's a rare use case for Plant Barrier, actually, in this little segment here with these submarines. You can protect yourself against the annoying bullets these things lob at you. But, actually, this room kind of as well. You can do this. That kind of works. But as you can see, this shield just takes too much energy to really be viable overall in a more traditional sense. Better to just use Night Crush, Silver Tomahawk, Flame Blast, just more, there are more powerful weapons. Here's Night Crush, by the way. It has this very, how should I say, distinguishable return pattern. You can shoot it in 6 directions, and the way it returns to you is always the degree you shot it from plus 30 degrees, as far as I can tell. Like here, it kind of returns to you at a 30-ish degree angle. Then you shoot it diagonally, it returns like upwards, because that's plus 30 degrees on the circle. If you shoot it left, plus 30 degrees takes you down, so it returns downwards. And same for shooting it down, it will arc rightwards as it returns to you. I'm not sure when I noticed this. I think it was when I was programming it for the Megamix engine, but that's a quirk of the weapon that I'm not sure people consciously realize that it just is that way. And here's the kind of lame secret, again, I was talking about. Just, can you fly over here, yes or no? And we can. So, we get our secret, in big quotes, fight, which is the same as the normal fight. kind of missed opportunity to do something with the AI to make them like more distinguished. Like, I don't know, if they just went faster or something. It didn't have to be complicated, just for them not to literally be the exact same boss, just sitting in an entirely different room for no reason. Centaur Man's pattern is that he shoots this bullet spread. Sometimes he'll walk towards you. Sometimes he'll freeze time before doing the bullet spread. When he disappears, he will always reappear where you stand. So if I like stand here and wait for him to do the disappearing thing, he will reappear where I stand. Yep, just like I said. Alright, goodbye. Like I said, nothing too tricky about these bosses. I may have neglected to give sufficient commentary on Nightman, but really he just kind of jumps around and throws his mace. I think that's the only attack he has, actually, now that I think about it. He can't really do anything else special, unless I'm losing my memory. I think his, like, AI choice is between the type of jump he does. Anyways, next in weakness order is Wind Man, and getting to his stage reminds me of the whole discussion of why is this Robot Master weak to this weapon that people always think of. You know, oh, fire beats ice, which that makes sense, and ice beats plants because they freeze and die. I have no earthly idea why the weapon weaknesses exist for most of the non-elemental masters. Like, I don't know why American tomahawks kill a Japanese spearman, but I guess that's how it works. And I guess the American weapon killing the English master, that makes sense, I guess. But then the English killing the Greeks again, we're back to things not really making sense. Most likely they just had to make some arbitrary decisions. I know it's not really that serious or anything, but fun to think about. Why am I struggling so much with this? There we go. Blizzard Attack is also capable of killing these Gabayols, but it's the only weapon aside from Windman that I don't have yet, so unfortunately I won't be getting to show that off until possibly later, if it comes up at all. Oh, yep, that was not a good choice. Alright, I'm back after a dose of better decision-making. Funnily enough, on the way back, I noticed a strange quirk about... So, wait. On the way up, it curves upwards. By default. On your way down, it goes down. Yeah, that's very strange. I thought it was just uniformly... I guess from a... It has a neutral position. And if you jump, it curves it upwards. It's a very strange weapon, now that I think about it. Anyways, Windman stage. A lot of bottomless pits, as you might expect. Not too many, wind gimmicks, except, like, the fan, but these platforms aren't really... There's nothing really, particularly, like, wind-related about them, but they're here, I guess. Not that I'm unhappy about that. The stage pulls its weight. I'm not sure why my lives haven't been counting. When I collected an extra life last time, it didn't seem to count either. Not sure if that's a weird bug or something I messed up with my copy of the game, or that's bizarre. Not too much to comment on for these rooms, to be honest. Kind of just enemies positioned in generic spots. Could have done a bit more wind-related here, if I'm being totally honest. Not that what we were given is bad or anything, but just missed opportunities. Yeah, let's just get out of here. And that's another short but sweet one. There's the energy balancer at work, just there. Windman does the same thing as everybody else. Sometimes he hovers towards you, sometimes he uses Magnet and Dustman's attack for the third game in a row. It's at 5, I guess. And sometimes he shoots these blades. Sometimes I think about the alternate weapons that they could have given to these robot masters instead of the ones that they actually give you, and I feel like these blades would have been such a cool weapon. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like Wind Blade or something. Could have been super neat. Not sure why we got the dinky little windstorm that we ended up with in the final. I mean, if they were able to calculate the arc for the blades, surely doing it for a weapon couldn't have been that much harder. But that's Windman. Nothing too special to say about the stage or him, really. Another run-of-the-mill, good sky stage. Minus my dumb little flub there. Windstorm is another pretty bad weapon. It resembles Water Wave and Surge Snake, except it's definitely worse than Surge Snake because it can't crawl up any walls. It's probably better than Water Wave because it at least does kind of okay damage, and you can shoot it in the air. It just kind of falls very quickly back down to the earth. And another interesting drawback of this item is weapon is similarly to a gravity hold. You are never able to get any items from the enemies that you kill with it. The enemies, I guess technically they don't die in like a pragmatic sense. They just kind of fly away, which I guess that might explain why. Okay, I'm curious about this like whole life thing. Okay, that time I was able to collect it with fanfare and all. I'm not sure what was happening in the previous stages, but that's bizarre. This stage marks the first appearance of the now pretty famous Count Bombs. I'm not sure why they're here of all places, but, well, it's as good of a stage as any. If you want to collect an item here, remove these enemies from the screen and equip the jet adapter. This is one of the dumbest secrets in this game. I'm not sure why they positioned this way, because who's going to not miss this? Like, who... I want to know how many people, even on like a repeat playthrough, remembered to do this. But for your trouble, you get a life here, I believe. Yeah. That's nice. Not like I'll ever need them. I appreciate the ice block breaking sound effect though, which it doesn't always play because of like sound chip shenanigans and NES channels, but it's nice. I also very much like punching these curling stone enemies here. They just go, they have a uniquely programmed interaction where they just go flying. Boom. Boom. Very satisfying. Unfortunately, I am not playing the smartest, but thankfully that health pickup made it basically not matter. Squiddy mini boss. Not much to say about that. Here's another moving element section. This time we got this very ominous submarine. This section kind of inadvertently has an interesting gimmick, like with the physics, because the shots don't follow the motion of the submarine. So like enemies will shoot and you will be like lifted upwards at the same time, which kind of gives the illusion that the shot is almost being moved in a way. It's hard to explain, but it's a cool effect. And here's some semi-invisible terrain that you can get through to get an E-Tank if you have the power adapter. All the more reason to go Flayman first. The game really feels like it was built for it. And here's another segment where we don't really get to see if the submarine like despawns, but that Count Bomb section, I'm willing to bet that it was programmed that way on purpose, that the game had to lead you away from that section to disable or unload that submarine somehow. Programming questions, I guess, but let's say another stage over with. Many of these insects are, I wouldn't call them like short, but they don't overstay their welcome, do what they need to do. Very nice. Nice bite-sized little pieces. Then we got Mr. Kanda, Lizard Man. Could have used a bit more maple syrup, but I suppose this will do. And he's the one weak to Flame Blast, not really Plant Man. I neglected to mention this, but deviating from Flame Man to Plant Man is kind of not following the weakness chain, because Flame Blast only does 2 damage to Plant Man. But it still works as a semi-weakness, so it still works in my eyes. But, yeah. And that's Blizzard Man over with. Unfortunately, the last weapon we'll be collecting is another dud. Blizzard Attack consumes a bit too much energy for what it is. Just a small volley of fairly weak snowflakes. Its only real use off the top of my head is killing Gabayals. Beyond serving as a boss weakness, it doesn't do a whole lot. Now is the time where I'd like to show off the little alternate path tidbits from a bunch of these stages, so let's get going. First we have Tomahawk Man stage, which becomes night. This is a very cool effect. I like it a lot. Unfortunately, there's not a way to exit stages in this game, so I'm going to be doing the whole pause and cut thing, but this is a nice look. I won't be showing the entire stage again, but a little more perhaps. These rocks become yellow, which is cool. And that's really the gist of it. No need to sift through all this. I did want to show off this golden sunset, which is pretty cool, and as well a bit of the part of the stage that was missed by the alternate path I took. And I'll just cut to the next interesting part, because here we're rejoining the upper path again. Here's the section of the stage that was missed by taking the alternate path, which is mostly just the ending, including a bit of flying stapler action with the skull enemies. And that's it for here. Next up we have Yamato Man stage, which becomes this admittedly kind of ugly yellow color, and some green where the red highlights used to be, I think. Here's the upper portion of the stage, including the enemy I wanted to show the first time around, the limited edition Dashon, which is up here. This section also features these kind of Yambao derivatives, which only show up in this room, I believe. So another tragic enemy lost to the alternate path syndrome. But the Dashon is in this next room, I believe. One little thing. Yeah, here it is. It's just a worse version of the previous Dashon. It's vulnerable everywhere and shoots 1 bullet at a time. Pathetic. But very funny, I must admit. Here's the route that I did not take because of the alternate route going up. I'll just show it here. Mostly features cannons and some action from the Plant Man fish. Nothing super special to be found here, though. More these Blizzard Man camera enemies. I am about to die, but the stage is about to be over, I believe. Get out of my sight. Oh, actually, I don't really need to be showing it. Yeah, that's it. I will see you in the next one. Here's Nightman stage, gaining this kind of interesting orange hue, which is pretty neat. The orange and green clash a little bit, but then you got this red interior. It looks pretty cool, but it doesn't really look like a castle anymore. Kind of looks more like a candy factory or something. And I won't be showing any portions of the stage because it's all retread up to the boss door. So let's check out Centaur Man stage. Centaur Man stage gains this nice orange and gray kind of look. This might be my favorite of the palette swaps. It's actually no, Tomahawk Man's night palette is definitely the winner, but this looks pretty good as well. It's a palette that actually suits the stage. It might even be better than the original palette, to be honest. The purple, yellow, and green. I think this looks very good. That's all, though. No reason to retread the other stages, as they don't contain alternate paths that are all that noteworthy. I will see you guys next time for the Mr. X stages, where we will encounter the very ominous and definitely not Dr. Wily Mr. X. So see you then. Thanks for watching. This is Xeno signing off. Peace.